What is going on, everyone? My name is Boyd, and I am back with some more Age of Mythology action. See, I didn't stuff it up then. I slayed it. Look at me go. Spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Set. His name is Shelty. In the top of the map, playing as Zeus. His name is Shadowfaxx. The map is Valley of the Kings. And this is a very, very interesting one here from Shadowfaxx. Going with the Zeus. This is actually quite scary. So are we vetoing? SS doesn't work on Vils. Good to know. We knew that already, though. Anyways, just good guy Shadowfaxx there. Good guy, a Shadowfaxx indeed. So, Zeus versus Set on Valley of Kings. One thing that this map has is a lot of hunt. We can see already moving forward to the elephant here. We're seeing some animation cancelling here from Shelty. We'll see if he can manage the villagers running around. No, he's kind of given up on it. One way that I do this is I put control groups on my villagers so that I can animation cancel while the villagers are running away. So I can just quickly switch between the two. But that's something I do. We are seeing a back gold mine here. So there's two things that are interesting about this map, Valley of the Kings. One is gold mines. There's 3 large gold mines in one position. And there is a bandit Migdol sitting on it. The bandit Migdol has got boiling oil, I think, so you can't just take it down. And it is a scary unit there to pick off your own unit, so you can't run through it. So what we're seeing here is this bandit Migdol is actually protecting Shelty from Shadowfaxx in this game. The other thing that's big about this game is that, or this map, is that there's no towers in your town center, in and around your town center. So it makes rushing very, very strong. Incredibly strong, in fact. So that's it. We'll see. And we do see a relic over here. We've got the System of Bastel, big relic for Shelty. So what Shelty kind of has to do on this map is either one, build a watchtower here behind the gold mine as soon as he hits the classical age, wall this off, play very defensively, or 2, go for a classical fight here. Either option is definitely possible here. And what Shadowfaxx can do, he's actually got options here. He does not have to worry too much about a classical fight. He can go Hermes here, make Centaur, and abuse them in Nilla. Centaur are incredibly strong, but they start much slower than on the Titans. That's why they weren't nerfed in the balance patch, because you don't start with 1 Centaur. So in order to get those Centaur rolling, you need to build 2 Centaur and then get Sylvan Law in order to do the same damage you would do with Zeus on Unpatch Titans, if you're following me, where you would only need 1 Centaur built with Sylvan Law to start picking off villagers. So we'll see what happens. So we just see the Catascopus coming in, checking out the gold mine, seeing it's very back. I would not be surprised to see a Hermes here with that being spotted, even without the towers here, and Athena being so very, very strong in this matchup. And so much hunt though. It's begging. This map begs for an Athena here. It absolutely begs for it. Just going Hoplite, Minotaur, Hippocon even. Hoplite, Hippocon here would be a brutal strategy, because that means that Shelty would have to make Spearman, Axeman in order to counter it, which is tough when you get pushed off resources so easily by the Zeus, Hoplite, and Hippocon here. But I honestly, that's only something I've seen on the Titans. I haven't seen anybody go for Hoplite, Hippocon, Zeus, Athena Rush on Nilla. And I don't know, it's just because it kind of only works against Atlantean, but it does sort of work here against the Set classical fight, which normally Set wouldn't do against an Athena Rush or something like that. They just try and rush Heroic Age and use Ancestors to defend against it, then go pure Chariot Archers. So we do see him picking up the relic. Villagers are a little bit idle here. There's an elephant to be eaten here. I'm sure Shelty knows about it, which is why he's over here. But these villagers have been idle for quite some time. And there we go, hitting that elephant. And he's going to be happy about that one. We still haven't seen any classical age. Very late advance time here for Shadowfaxx. I'm a bit surprised about that. There it is, going through Hermes. He's got no villagers on the temple. And he's going archery range stable. Now, this isn't necessarily bad, but it is preemptive. It's preemptive of the fact that Shelty might just fast heroic here. And if you go archery range stable straight away against a fast heroicing set, those Toxotes become very, very useless very fast, and they're a liability in your army. They get picked off very easily by shoot and scoot chariot archers and cavalry. So it's really bad to be building them against just a straight fast heroic. However, against the barracks units, where spearmen, slingers, which is what Shelty will probably be doing here. And she's only building one barracks. I wouldn't be surprised to him just build the barracks as a safety precaution and then build the armory and be totally fine. There's the armory going up. So, I mean, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm not. And I think that Shadowfaxx is going to regret building these Toxotes just a little bit. What I like to do with Zeus against Egyptian is I like to go pure cavalry if I expect fast heroic. And if I see the barracks going up, I just cut my losses and just build the archery range a bit later. But even then, medium Hippocon will counter unupgraded spearmen. Then on top of that, heavy Hippocon very much counter spearmen. And then on top of that, if you can get Thracian horses cavalry, then the spearmen no longer trade efficiently against the Hippocon. And they won't trade efficiently until Horus comes in. We are seeing that this Migdol is, like I said, this is going to be preventing a lot of the fighting. These Migdol strongholds, or the bandit Migdols, I should say, are in a pretty brutal spot for this game for any sort of aggression. So these spearmen that Shelty's made, these units that Shadowfaxx have made, they have to run all the way around this. I'm pretty sure that the bandit Migdol doesn't have crenellation, so you can run by them with the Hippocon, no problems. But it's still a risky move. Anyways, we'll see if Shelty manages to get to the heroic age, making these spearmen, doing all that stuff. It's a very defensive map, and honestly, this might come down to some sort of late game here, where we're going to see some of that Bellerophon abuse. We might see it, and honestly, Bellerophon on Nilla, so strong. 5-second recharge time, does 100 hack damage per jump, and and it moves like super fast. A very hard unit to pick off unless you have like pure cavalry or something like that. So if your opponent, if it is a pure Hippocon army, you can just go pure cavalry and you kind of survive against the Bellerophon for a little bit. But if you got mass chariots, the Bellerophon counters that really, really well. So, armory coming up now for Shadowfaxx. More houses coming up as well. Doing his thing. Jason in the army. And we're seeing a bit of a lull here. Still making units, which is a little bit questionable. And there's the heroic edge for Shelty. And honestly, if I'm Shelty here, I'm not throwing this Migdol up. This is a waste of a Migdol. Yes, it secures you this hunt a little bit, but just grab this back town center here. Sit on this gold mine. You've still got 4,000 gold left here. This is not a normal map. This is not a normal map at all. And this Migdol stronghold is just going to be something that Shadowfaxx can attack here. And given that this is, I mean, obviously he has to worry about the late game, so he does have to go somewhere. But you can just go town centers and then hit huge timing with mass upgrades. Or even like a really early heroic age. And unlike on Titans, where Zeus would probably be 3 town centers or 2 town centers here, Shadowfaxx is only 1 town center. So he's got a ways to go here. He still doesn't even have medium Hippocon. He's building a lot of these Toxotes, which, like I said, are a bit of a liability against the heroic age of a godlike set. Oh, these villagers. Oh, we're seeing a shifting sands. Oh, I like this shifting sands here. He's going to be going for this town center, and he's going to try and push off this gold mine. He doesn't actually bring all of his stuff, though. Shifting sands is awfully buggy. Awfully buggy on Nilla. In fact, so much so that it oftentimes does not bring the units forward, and he's actually going to lose so many units here from the bandit Migdol, distracting this army while the town center goes up. Very, very smart. We'll see him pull back, and he should just run into this corner here if he can. Sacrifice all these units. The town center will be up. But Apollo has come through here for Shadowfaxx. Shadowfaxx going to be returning to his gold mines over here. And hopefully, he's bringing them back to the town center. He wants to keep these guys alive, being a little bit greedy. It looks like the town center will get up. And the unit's going to be moving around the side. We do see a wooden wall here. Shelty's town center is up now, and he can move in and defend this. We're seeing Migdol Stronghold now coming up for Shelty. All of these units here. I like this strategy from Shelty, but the execution just not working at all here. But the Migdol Stronghold on its way. Will be getting. We might have to see some mercenary build here. Honestly, not sure this Migdol will get up. I would have put it on the back side of this location here. And honestly, yeah, there we go. The Migdol Stronghold is just going to go down. The Toxotes, the Manticore, too much here. Shelty loses that Migdol Stronghold, loses a little bit of gold, but gets most of it refunded. And we'll see. There's a ceasefire to save the villagers. That's going to allow these chariot archers and the spearmen to get over here. Shelty should just spam out barracks here now. Throw down 2-3 barracks. Go pure heavy spearmen at this point. How much wood is wood income? He's got a little bit of wood income. Why does the bandit Migdol fire during ceasefire? That's unlucky. And it looks like it does have crenellations because these units... Oh no, they're only 5.0 speed. Tell a lie. And we are seeing Shadowfaxx trying to get his units in. He's going to be spamming up prestige works, but not making the barracks that I thought he should. Not upgrading his spearmen. We're seeing some upgrades for Shadowfaxx. He's potentially just going straight to the Mythic Age. No market. No market. That's a bit surprising. And and these units getting trapped here. Ancestors does come down a little bit early. I like that play so that they come out a bit faster. And then we do see the chariot archers targeting down the Jason there. Really nice play. Heavy cavalry comes in though. These units going to get taken out. We see some mercenary cavalry getting pumped out of the town center to help out with this push. And the ancestors are going to do so much damage. The Odysseus though still helping out quite a bit. All these units are falling. This push doing a lot of damage. Shelty should be making some units here out of this. We're seeing the underworld saving very few units here indeed. Now siege towers out. Ancestors can push off this gold mine. There are no gold mines here for Shadowfaxx to be gathering from. This is absolutely huge for Shelty, whose Migdol Stronghold is on the way up. He can keep spamming out mercenary cavalry and fighting this. These mercenary cavalry, so strong. They are... Look, if you compare them to a heavy cavalry, they're actually stronger in nearly every single way apart from damage than the Hippocon. Yes, they die eventually, but if they live for long enough, they will do that damage there. We see the villagers returning back onto this gold mine as soon as the Ancestors has expired here. Migdol Stronghold is up. We're going to start seeing those chariot archers getting spammed out. Honestly, I think that the mercenary spam here onto the gold mine is probably the way to go. We're seeing the villagers... Why are they not going to this gold mine? What is that? Trying to sneak it or something? I mean, it's in line of sight. It has to be. We see some more farms coming up. Chariot archers with those die. That was a Manticore special there. And the siege tower is getting sniped here by these heavy Hippocon from Shadowfaxx. He doesn't have any of those extra upgrades. No spirited charge here, which would help out quite a bit. And pushing him back, we see some more mercenary cavalry coming out. So long as those other units getting tanked here, it's very, very important because then they help out quite a bit. These heavy Hippocons do get onto these chariot archers very, very nicely. And they do so much damage to them. It's looking like he's still able to keep pushing here. I'm still very, very concerned that we didn't see the barracks getting thrown down and spearmen being made. Imagine spearmen in this army instead of the chariot archers. And imagine Mercenary with the Spearman as well. This would be a very different story. We're seeing some of these villagers getting sniped, though, as Shadowfaxx is under a lot of pressure here. The villagers on this gold mine, though, getting all of that stuff that they need. Some villagers running away over here. Chariot Archers do get picked off as they're trying to make their way into this location here. We are seeing some barracks coming down now for Shelty, who's eating these goat. He does have this rhinoceros in the back here, but he must have forgotten about it here, as a little bit of panic is going on in this game for Shelty. But there's so few units here. We see a market up for Shadowfaxx now, so potentially going to be going for Hera. But Hera's risky because these Chariot Archers can just garrison into either the town center or the Migdol stronghold and survive if they don't get out of position. These Chariot Archers should keep visiting this, and it could be just be Hephaestus and then make a Bellerophon and you sort of just beat the Chariot Archers. Because there's no way to... The Chariot Archers just don't counter the Bellerophon. The Bellerophon just beats any bulk amount of Chariot Archers. We do see the Manticore does get picked off here. Finally, the village is moving on to this gold mine. The barracks are up. We see some Peltas coming out now. You got to start focusing them down. They're really, really weak units, 77 HP, but they do so much damage to the Chariot Archers if you do not mark them. Nice micro from Shadowfaxx, distracting here. Here's some more Mercenary Cavalry, and look at those. If they are in the front here, they will tank so much damage from the Peltas, but nice micro from Shadowfaxx, targeting down the Chariot Archers and making sure they are targeting them down. However, they get picked off so fast by the Chariot Archers, and there's got to be a Mythic Age coming here very, very soon for Shadowfaxx. We see another Manticore getting built out, but maybe he's given up on that idea because he's run out of hunt. I'm not sure if it's on the way or not, but it's looking like Shelty is able to catch up a little bit, still spamming out these Mercenary, and the Mercenary, just such a huge addition to this army, which if you didn't grab this town center or the town center was denied, would never have happened here. So it's really, really smart play here from Shelty. And then also stealing this gold mine. Such a big brain play here because this gold mine's going to expire and there's no gold mine that Shadowfaxx can get here. Absolutely huge. And it's looking just like Shelty is winning these fights. The Mercenary Cavalry just going to town here. Siege Tower returning in, going to be picking off some of these buildings. And now the absolute flood here from the set is just way too strong, keeping Shadowfaxx on the defensive here. Nice micro pulling back the Chariot Archers, but he should just try and focus down those Peltas. Now the Chariot Archers can return back onto these villages, pick off more villages, just get more and more of an advantage here. We check out the economic upgrades. We've got Bowsword, we've got Pickaxe, we've got Plow, Husbandry, Forge, Shelty. We've got Hand Axe and Shaft Mine. No Plow, but no need to build those farms just yet. Shelty does have to think about doing that fairly soon. We are seeing Shadowfaxx attempting to throw up a fortress down here, but I assume that'll be denied here by the Chariot Archers, targeting them down. They're going to spray so much damage. They do so much DPS here, and Shadowfaxx is looking like he is not going to be surviving the onslaught that is set here. We do see a bolt, desperation bolt onto one of those siege towers. The siege tower does come over here, greets that fortress with one blow, takes it down. The villagers trying to come in and pick off these siege towers, but they just get taken down so quickly. No bonus damage on Nilla to take down the siege towers. And the set just way too powerful in the mid game here, and Shadowfaxx taps out. GG. Well played by Shelty. Really, really smart play coming into the back of his base with that shifting sands. And then the town center spamming out those mercenary, finally getting out some spearmen as well. And Shadowfaxx could just not do anything against that. He was not prepared for that in the slice. He threw up all these walls, and the shifting sands just countered it so very well. And well played by Shelty, getting his first win, bringing him up to 1 win. We'll move on to game number 4 very shortly. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will get that next game very, very soon.